Merry Christmas. I ran into a video on my feed and I watched it, a lot of it, and it's an interesting documentary, and I believe what has happened there is true, which is it's a tribe off of the island of Portugal, I guess, wherever it is, wherever that is ran by the women there. And so, but now really, I'm going to post this video after this video here, if anybody's interested in it. It's interesting. See, I'm watching it here still with my Neptune-Venus opposition, my kind of rose-colored glasses-ish kind of feel, and then we do have a Neptune, it's an ongoing Neptune kind of season with, well, Mercury is going to be squaring Neptune on the 27th. It's exact for Mercury, and then Neptune is later on or sometime in between there, but it's pretty much going on right then and there. And so, point being is like maybe not thinking too clearly, the critical mass is missing a few beats, maybe, getting deceived right and left. It's gaslighting time again. If we didn't just get done gaslighting, it's time to gaslight even more and start out the new year with a huge gaslight, maybe? I don't know, and I am not interested. No. But, so I posted this very video that I'm trying to tell you about that I will post at the end right here as I'll post it. Made me reflect. The main thing is that, okay, so when I got done watching it, I went to make some food, and just the way that I was thinking and processing some things out, it just made me crack up. I started laughing. Really hard to articulate this, but you need to watch this video and then maybe let's start a conversation on the comment section down below. See, I believe, I'm convinced that this tribe does exist. You can see these people, the way that they're functioning. What they're saying is that the women is who takes care of everything. If there is money or what happens with the mass produce or the micro produce, it's masterminded by the woman. The woman is taking care of the instruction and everything of why and how to do things. And I kind of gathered there's the, well, regarding the feeding and who they work for, like say getting the food. See, this is where I see corruption happening, whether it be like, well, wait a minute, that guy just climbed the palm tree and filled up his bottle full of sap using a plastic bottle that looks like a water container bottle or something. So, and they're wearing clothes that seems like modern day stuff that even has brand name on it or whatever. But so this is where, I after the movie, I'm thinking, why couldn't I see that this was a contrived movie built to suggest some things at a very deep level? Maybe. See, um, but no, no. I do think that these villages exist, these niches, not just individuals achieving these things. See, this is being allowed, basically. You look at it and whatever can go through with napalm showers or an A bomb or an H bomb. Um, whatever doesn't just do that to these tribes, which there are many of these tribes that are different now. Let's see, it started to stream in on my feed of different documentaries on different kinds of tribes that do different kinds of things. And of course, you can kind of see that modern day industrial factory made things are drifting into the villages, like bowls and stuff, like uh, stainless steel things and stuff like that, right? And and then they do mention, well, the school that has set up there, which is mainly woman ran or approved or something, it just, they say, but what word did they use? Not ironically, but um, anyway, they said, isn't it strange, kind of, that the schools seem to be stopping their traditions. The truth is they talked about that their the way that they ran their life and the way that they bothered to do things under like sacred, um, what do they call it, consecrated action. It's just really, it's your everyday life, and I don't want to say beliefs, something that held a structure within, that now I assume, that they figure, and you can kind of look at these people in this video that I'm going to share. Don't know if anybody's going to watch it, but you can see that there is stress. It's interesting because you can see their physical existence, and they're not starving. In fact, they are doing things that keeps them very much in shape, and particularly the women, right? If they're running things also, yes, you can see it's like, whoa, they have the same arms as a man, but men are doing a, a, it's just interesting to see how their culture has ended up very structured, and the way that they do work, and you see, of course, what you notice is that, well, they don't have machinery to help them with their peanuts and their shellfish and stuff like that. I mean, even even if it was, see, they're using spoons that come from other places, and this is where it's like, no, this is believable because, see, I do the kind of same thing amongst amongst the people that amongst the crowd that I live within. I kind of I'm using, I'm repurposing things, and I'm carrying on with a mentality that says, well, no, not so much that, really. See, like, I don't have any big screen TV. This screen right here it's a bigger size laptop. Um, and it's the biggest screen I have in my, and I have a terrible sound system, none at all, not really. I mean, yes, I do. It's from the 70s, a stereo amplifier with some speakers that maybe they were in the 90s that was happening. And have you noticed, though, really, really, it's not like I'm not paying attention. I'm actually a sound artist. I worked in studios. I learned the technicalities of recording sound off of real live musical instruments, off of microphones that have membranes, and the speakers, and we're talking about frequencies darting back and forth inside of soundproof rooms, perhaps. And boy, has that all changed, right? Into digital, which is just ruined sound a long time ago. Um, when CDs came out, anyway, boy, getting back to how that I'm just like that tribe over there. I'm like, not so much. Like, let's not do the soapy stuff so much. I can't handle the soapy stuff. And there's a lot, to the point that I am wondering, how do I get into these places where, I mean, I'm kind of doing it here. See, it's no fun just me doing it here. I would love to be within a tribe of people that are operating holistically. Ah, excuse me for feeling almost like not even belonging in my own skin, but because that was there was somebody in my background, which I point at my great grandpa who builds this cabin when he's 70. He started when he was 70, and he left some things undone. I mean, it has to be finished. It's kind of cool. The upstairs is just a half bath. It's not a whole bathroom, and um, with he's moving with the intelligence and the intention of Native American Indian and knowing something. And you see, I reflected 10 minutes of this. I'm sorry, but see, after I watched this video, first of all, I couldn't help but to notice the epiphanies that were coming up to me, because I'm a general, an intergalactic general from outer space. And see, these women who, in this case, so there's people there that the government who could wipe people out with napalm and such. It's just an experiment happening down there, and it's very, very real and true. That, okay, so what happens, babes, is that they want to live, right? They want to accomplish something. Well, who does it? The women do. The women organize. There's that word, organize, organ. They organize. Are they womanizing? No, I say they're organizing. But let's get back to what ends up happening when, boy, I mean, if you're not careful and see, it's looking like okay, so the smarter woman stood up. They didn't kill her. The history goes on the island. If you look at it, watch the video. It's just a kind of a short video, and it's weird. It's like, is this real or not? To me, it's not real. It's not. It's just kept. That tribe is being kept, and it's like, well, check it out. I mean, this is what would naturally happen, is that, okay, so the women take over, because they figure how to live, basically. And so what happens is that, look at the video. The women know how to build just as well as the men do, and they do a lot more than. See, they just about do more than the men. That's what they said. And this is biologically fact about women, is that they're, and even spiritually, if you look, their principle is the active principle. They're the ones who, like the soccer mom, by the time they're getting to 45 years old, they are juggling 600 things, and it's no problem. They would rather be doing that. They're like, what? It's not a problem. Do you need some water? Here, have some water. And they got six, you've seen those images of Shakti. That's who that is. Shakti is the female principle of the human organism, organization, perhaps. I love that. It keeps coming up. See, the thing that I notice is like, okay, so this is an organism. They just remain that this is an organism. They're not going to give it things like gas plumbing, or even gas, how to figure out how to do gas to cook their food. See, they're using wood, but I don't think that they care to have it. See, I think that they have women there that say, no, thank you, we're doing it fine. We plant trees over here, and then we clear the forest by using the wood. See, I think that's what's happening. That's what they mean by it's woman ran. And see, the women, they get together and they think about it. Just watch the video, okay? And why, it's, see, the bottom line is, though, babes, they're not, see, that's just a result of what would happen if they're fully left out in the jungle. Then the woman will organize, and everything can be used there out in the jungle. They say, well, they kind of talk about it. They say everything out in the jungle we get our food from, and our materials to build. It's just like, and they say it like, and it's like, okay, and it's like very basic shit, and it's they do kind of flash, and they start talking. It's almost nightmarish. It's like saying, well, the school that came in is kind of course, it's underhanding. They're probably tempted. If you look at it, watch the video, please. Their faces are kind of the women, you just imagine, look at them, look at their faces. They're actually very beautiful people. Particularly the women, the way that they have this fire in their eyes. And you think about it now, if all the tribes, all the races on Earth were like this, the white, the yellow, the orange, the however many, whatever, if if they had these women like this. But anyway, look at the video. There it is again. Um, how that, okay, what strikes me is that, okay, no, they're being kind of just limited there, but no, they're being corrupted too. Of course, they're being tempted by what? The white man. If you look at the video, these people, that look on their faces, most of them, they go into the heart of the village, and they'll show the creative people that say, well, this person does this in an hour, it's no problem, or something like that. And they don't have that look so much because they're in the meditative state, and that's their joy or whatever. But you can see, for the most part, a lot of times they have a look of the controversy on their faces, very controversial, like, nah. It could be that it's a whole contrived, um, a contrived video that Shauna here is going 16 minutes off talking about it now. That they don't appreciate it, that somebody had to make up this fucking storyline about some things, maybe. But no, I kind of do. But they say, no, this thing. Okay, so there's many different tribes, and this one particular village has 1,000 people in it, and they do certain things. Say, if there's a pyramid, the people at the top, they are keeping intelligence together. They just show just like a little think tank that was developed, and but some of it is like, really, Shauna, really, can you watch this and give me a comment section down below? Really, some things are obvious to me. It's like, well, this, whatever it is, folks, it's incubated still. There's a intelligence that lets them live there like that. But what has happened naturally, I guess, what the documentary is trying to point out is that the women have just grabbed a hold of what it takes to have anything humanly possible on that island, and smile and actually look decent physically. They were talking about some things, about, well, they went to the medical, um, looking at that side of things. It's like they don't have that modern day medical creeping in, but no, they're treating say, just like as if, like I'm saying, they're being held captive. They know it's happening there, but they have malaria and they have some other things that are going on, and so they bring. But who knows how that's caused? If it's in the water or whatever's going on. But see, they have their own medicine people that take care of. They were trying to say. See, I'm explaining the movie to you, but you have to watch it and assess on your own. The main question is, no, there isn't any question for me. Well, see, just to reflect, and see, for me, it stirred up so much. I guess I should watch other videos and break myself into the fact that there's these tribes around the world that they have some modern day things going on. But no, see, this video in this documentary, what they explain is that, well, no, they're kind of losing it. They're losing the traditions, and that's why I'm saying their faces. They're walking around like, fuck, or even like this video, and because the men, you see, they're climbing palm trees with handmade ropes, and if they know that over there at Home Depot you can just grab a rope and get whatever you need to get. Just get one of those crane things. Just get up there and collect all the shit out of the fucking palm trees. And they know, we will still leave 3. You can still do that. But use a crane. See, some men are probably on those boats that they have out on the sea, and they're fantasizing about a massive, or a blow-up boat or something, a bigger situation, a better situation. See, they were holding what looked to me like modern day nets they throw it out. See, now, getting back to that, like, my question is, see, I would say, no, duh, Shauna, the women are letting that happen. They say, don't get a massive net and a fucking massive barge. Continue on with your carving because they like the muscles that it develops. You can see that all these people look great and they're eating fish, but they have a modern day net. But maybe the women say, no, we actually made this net, and it's got to be only so big. Court adjourned. And they settle. See, they have only a women court. They say, well, by the way, there's no crime. It's not really. But if there is something that comes up, which because they're conducting it all, right? What are you gonna do? Oh, you're gonna go fishing? Well, use this net. You know how mommy is, or whatever, and that's something else. But look at this. Look at it, and I don't know. I just started cracking up because a lot of things, because I know how the entire earth is being managed. All the civilizations are being highly monitored, right? And it's an experiment. And this one, it's like the obvious. The obvious may have happened there, which is the women have just said, shh, and look at, please watch this video and see what they come up with. Supposedly the women, at one point, they're saying, the men are half-baked. They're not born into their own intelligence. Watch out. They have to be brought up. Check it out. Comment section down below, watch the video, go on this journey with me.